What's going on, everybody? Z here. Welcome back to some more Mine Mogul. Today we've got some more mining to mogulize. I guess, I don't know. We need to get some more things done. We're currently waiting on some research tickets because I want to go ahead and unlock the roller stuff. The roller stuff is going to be super handy for moving these final products so things aren't getting stuck. They're not getting clogged up on stuff. We definitely need to make that happen. So in the meantime, while we wait for that, we're also going to work on one of the things. We need to get polished quartz geode. So I want to go look at our. We have that one. We have a coal one that we left run forever. I'm going to go see if there's any more geodes in there. We're going to bring it over. We're going to try to polish them so we can get those two, so we can get the tickets. Because then once we get the tickets, we can get the roller conveyors, and then we can focus on the higher processed items like the rods, the pipes, and I guess the threaded stuff too, because that's new and exciting. But yeah, we're going to work on all that stuff today. Hopefully you all are having a wonderful day. I'm having a fantastic day. Let's just get on into it. So we're gonna dive through our pile right here and look for geodes and see if we can't find one. You know what? Let's just do this. And my God, I don't think there's one in here. I think we got the only one that we had last time. Oh, here's one. Okay. We have one. Now, I don't know what geode this is. So, like, that's a thing. Apparently there's different types of geodes. So let's go crack this open. And then we'll see what's inside. Hopefully it's quartz. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. And we're going to see what comes out of this. Hopefully it's like a quartz looking one. The other one was kind of bluish. That looks more quartzy to me. Let's put that in here. Oh, maybe not. What is that? Hold on. I mean, that does look... That looks much better than what we had over here. That is a bluish type, and that is not. Okay, so I'm gonna put this other one in here. And we're gonna hope that these are polished quartz geodes. I'm hoping that's what those are, because that is one research ticket if it is. Oh yeah, this whole back area is terrible. It needs to be rollers so bad. Okay, so let's see. Yes! Yes, it was! Okay, good. Boom. Special treasure is now completed. Amazing. Now we need to polish celestite, amethyst, and quartz geodes. Okay, so geodes, we're gonna work on those separately, I think, at another time. I think we're gonna focus completely on geodes in the future, but for now we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna go ahead and focus on, actually, I already have 4 tickets. So let's get the basic conveyor. Let's get the advanced roller conveyors, which actually gives us a roller sorter. I'm definitely interested in checking that out. Let's get the routing conveyor, and then we need one more for this guy here. What does the... I want to see what this this roller sorter looks like. Is it bigger? Because the problem right now is the plates. Plates are like too wide to fit through almost any of the sorting machines. So I'm curious if it's like it has a wider opening to accommodate. It does. It definitely does. Okay, very exciting. So let's do this. Do I have a merger? Do I have a roller merger? Is that a thing? So I don't have a roller merger, but we do have the ledge. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to get some of these. And then let's see what else. Roller routing conveyor, not worried about that yet. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get these belts right here all swapped in with roller conveyors, because it'll just make things just so much easier. I'm making an absolute mess right now, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay, so I think that's all good. Oh, that's so much better. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna toss all of this into there, get everything cleaned up. Yeah, that already is just functioning so much better. Look at that. And the rollers are faster too. So that is absolutely amazing. Oh, we really need the upgraded thing. You know what? What do I need in order to get that? I'm pretty sure We need a ticket and 100,000 for that. But what do we have as far as tickets going wise? Because I need one more ticket in order to get the roller splitter, which maybe we don't need, but I would rather have it now, especially when I'm about to work on this stuff, than not have it. Do we have any other things we can do? So in progress, completed, in progress, locked. Okay. So actually, polished steel rod, polished copper pipe, and polished emerald gem. Oh, yeah, see, we need to get all of that stuff. No, we're gonna have to wait. One copper gear, no, 2 more copper gears, and then we will be able to get that, and we're gonna redo this entire like output section here. And I'm gonna have to mess with it because I still don't know which way I want to go with it. There we go. All right, we're good. So let's grab the roller splitter, and we're good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn all the machines off, and then we're gonna wait for this to clear out. And then once it's done, I'm basically gonna take everything from like here back and redo stuff in here. So we're gonna have lots of machines in here, hopefully, I think. All right, I think everything is pretty much done. I think everything's pretty much ran through. So let's go ahead and let's start deconstructing stuff. Also, this center chute right here that's doing gems and essentially everything that passes through, this is gonna have to get moved because I think I'm gonna need this lane in the middle here for, you know, space. So this is gonna get moved. It's gonna get routed somewhere else. Also, this I think is gonna be where our quartz geodes come out, because I think my plan is just to put the crusher, the geode crusher, right at the entrance, or right in the area with all of the heavy miners. So that way we're not transporting the geodes themselves. We're just going to be transporting whatever they output. So the geodes should still pass through here. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take out some of this stuff, and we're going to get this cleaned up, and we're going to see how this works. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep everything as nice and clean as I can, but I don't know. We're going to have to play with it a little bit. So the things that we're going to need raw ingots for, we are going to need them for rods, and we're going to need them for the rollers. After that, everything beyond that is further processed down. So the threaded rods are going to be, you know, obviously rods, and then they're going to go into a threader. And then pipes are obviously going to have to be rolled first. So I'm going to grab 4 rod extruders. Ooh, that is expensive. That is expensive. And I think we're going to do 4 and 4. And what my goal here is that we can just use toggles and choose what we want to go through, like the rolling system, or what we want to go through the plate system or whatever. So essentially we're gonna have, you know, like rollers on one side and then pipes on the other, and then from there we can have an output, and then I can select, okay, hey, now I want those to be threaded, and then boom, run those through a threading system. Same thing with pipes. Do I want plates, or do I want them to be pipes? Awesome. Then I can run them through pipes. That's the idea. However, in practice, that's going to be where things get interesting, because I need a way to divert those either way. So, like, I'm going to need to be able to either divert gold to this or this. And then so with all of those. So actually, in all actuality, we almost need 2 outputs on each of these. So here, I'm going to go ahead and take all these out, because I think what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to do something a little bit different with these. Okay, so I got my first thing laid out here. I don't know if I like it or not, but I want to kind of show you what I did here. So I wanted these 4 pipe things right next to each other, right? Before, you had to have them kind of spaced apart because of like how the splitters and stuff like that work. Because obviously we're going to have one input, have it equally split between the 4. I left one thing here so we can hopefully get in the, there's a conveyor piece that straightens the ingots out. I don't have it yet because it's not unlocked, but this is what I did. So basically we have our input here. It goes into this first splitter, so 50-50. And then after that initial 50-50, obviously half of it goes this way, half of it goes that way. We have a splitter here that sends half of it this way, and then it sends the other half up and around and back down into here. That is so I can keep these 4 right next to each other and hopefully keep this as nice and contained as possible. This footprint is smaller actually on this, with the exception of needing to go back a little bit, but we already had the input belt right here anyway, so really I only had to go back 1 more belt than I would. And then we just used some verticality with it. Now, I hope everything works, but I don't know because these, I'm just saying, those are really close. I think it would be just fine. But there's that setup. You can see, though, we don't have a lot of space now because we still need, after the rods, we still need the possibility of having a threading machine. So my guess is going to be we're going to need probably another 4 threading machines. So I think that should be relatively easy to do, though, but I don't know. We'll see. And then I need to basically do the exact same thing over here, but for plates. So this whole system right over here. Now, it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical because this has the furnace a little bit over this way. Also, I do realize that I'm working into the area that I did have reserved for another one of these smelting furnaces if needed, but you know, I'm actually thinking we're not going to need it, and I'm actually thinking that what I might do is I might actually grab these, slide these back here, so we only have the 2 and the 2, or like 1 of each one, and then that would also give me a lot more room up here to go ahead and move this back further this way. Actually, you know what? We're going to do that right now, because like I said, I don't think we're going to need more of these, because we could also upgrade to the double ingots as needed, and yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. We're not going to do 2 of these. We're just going to leave it to the 1. You know what? Also, while I'm redoing this, I'm going to go ahead and redo this line here. I want this line to be taller so we can use the chutes. I just don't like the fact that we're not utilizing the chutes on those. Okay, there we go. So now we're using the chutes. I like that a little bit better, and it's a little bit higher, and yeah, I like that better. Okay, so we got those cleared out. I still need to go through and put my dies in, but we'll figure that out. Now, that gives me a little bit more room to move this system back, because like I said, we're gonna probably need to throw threaders in there. So I'm gonna take out this whole system and redo it. But it looks like I should be able to go exactly where I did from there just to right here. So I actually couldn't go back as far as I wanted to. There was literally this one rock formation right there stops this machine from going up one block here. So we had to put a conveyor here, which actually might be beneficial. It might give me more room over here. So yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and move this all up by 1, I think. Actually, you know what? No, that actually worked out perfect because I still have to... No, that actually works out just fine. Because I still need to put these in here. Yeah, that actually works out just fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. Never mind. It's good. Okay, system's hooked back up. Moved it back just a hair. That should work. Now, let's go ahead and do the same thing over here. You know, I think this belt's going to get moved as well. I think we're going to route it up and over so we can work underneath of it. Okay, so here's our new line. These little supports will go away, but basically we have these going back up, going this way, so we can build underneath them, also cut it in above that, above this. So now we've got all of this extra room, including underneath, to play with here. So we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing that we did here, but for the rollers. Yeah. So I just realized that because of this platform here, like, I can't line these up to be the same. So I'm gonna do something. It's gonna be terrible, but we're gonna have to put these the other direction. We're gonna put these like this, so that way we can have room, and we'll just have our setup going this way, and then these will have to turn into this. And then about the outputs on here. Oh man, you know what? Actually, I don't know that I want to do that. I mean, maybe. So the thing that I'm wrestling with here, and the thing I'm trying to decide is if we wanted to, say, have the threaded stuff after the pipes, right? We could have all of these go out in the same direction because they could all be pipes. They'd all be the same type of pipe, and then they could all go into the threading machines. However, if I go into the threading machines like that, I'm going to need another distribution system to move those around and evenly distribute them through the threading system. So it would be easier just to leave these because they're already split, they're already sorted. So instead of recombining them, then resplitting them, we could leave them split. So we could have essentially, you know, this goes straight into a threading machine. This one, same thing. You know what I mean? Now, it does say that the threading machine is extremely slow, so I don't know what the pass-through rate is on that. So we might actually need like 2 threading machines to one of these. I'm not sure. Or we could just use, you know, one of these to split it to 2. I don't know. So we'll have to play with that. But I don't think setting up a whole nother splitting system like this is very very, you know, space efficient. All right, so I got it set up over here. So here's our now plate making area. It's actually symmetrical with that one. It works out pretty good. But like I said, we need to be able to go from plates and output plates, or we need to be able to go from plates into the pipes. So those are the next phases. Now, how we're going to hook up to these, I don't know yet. We'll figure that out. But I want to figure out this part next here, because like I said, we're going to need threaded pipes, and we're going to need threads, and we're going to need pipes. And I think that's it as far as machines go. I'm going to go look over here in the computer. Our whole little area right here basically got turned into this. So if we go to machines, polisher, that's the last thing we're going to do. Rolling mill, we have those. Rod extruder, we have those. Shaker table, we can do that later. Cluster, not worried about that. Furnace, not worried about that. Or nope, pipe roller and threading lathe. Yes, okay. So we need to get those, and you know what? I'm probably going to have to unlock those, huh? So when do we get that? Purchase pipe roller. Oh, we've got to do copper rods before we can even do the pipe roller. And then the threading lathe, we can't do that either. Okay, so that's actually all we can do for now, that's fine with me. That's actually completely fine. So what we'll do is let's just go ahead and set up a temporary thing, because let's just set up a temporary thing. Why not? We'll go ahead and just have an output here for those polished things. We'll have an output here for those polished things. And we'll just bring all of that. Oh, this is going to be super easy to set up for now. And then once we get the mission... Uh-oh. Yeah, that should work here like this. Then we should be able to do the same thing. Uh-oh. No, that's not going to work like that. Okay. Do we have... So we could go like this. I'm pretty sure this is what we had to do last time. We do that. Grab this. And then run. Because we don't have a merger yet, right? I don't think we have a merger. So we'll just run it like this. And then that will go into... we'll just run that into here for now. Get those nice and cleaned up. And then we got to figure out this stuff here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to be able to select. So I want all of these to be able to run through here and all of these to be able to run through here. So what we're going to need to do is something, and I don't exactly know what. So what we're going to need is we need a way to have an output, so a final form output, essentially. So if we make something here, it can just go directly out. So we need a belt that goes out and straight to here. So that's what our middle belt will be. Actually, we'll do a roller. So if we're making, like gears or ingots or something like that for any reason, we can go ahead and we'll run that through here, and this will be like the final output. And then we'll also go ahead and run this through a polisher as well, because like why not? Might as well. Because I think we're gonna have gems and stuff possibly come through here. And then we'll just go like this, like that, and then we'll go ahead and actually no, let's grab that one. And then we'll have this go out here, and then this go this way. Okay, so that'll be final form stuff. So if I want something to be, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm done with that thing, it can go here. But if I want it to go to either of these, I need to be able to select that. So we're going to need to get a smart splitter. We don't need a smart splitter. We need a toggleable splitter. Routing conveyor. Okay. So we essentially need a routing conveyor. Let's see. Where's our input? Our input needs to be... So I guess we could input here, and it's either going to go this way into this, or it's going to need to go up over here. Because there's... If I'm not putting an item from here to here, then it's going to be going to this belt, right? Because it's either going to be going... So let's say iron. We make iron ingots. I decide I need iron rods. Iron rods are going to go through here, and they're either going to go that way, or I need iron plates. They're going to go through here, and they're going to go that way. And if I don't need iron plates or rods or pipes or threaded pipes, then they're going to go straight onto this belt because I don't need them for anything else. So that should work. It should. But we need these to cross over. So like this one needs to go out this way and cross over, go over here. This one needs to go over here, cross out, and go over here. Okay. So the roller splitter and stuff like that, that's going to come into effect later because everything out here is going to be rods. So we can use normal belts for this. All right, let me see here. So we need to go this way and this way. So we'll go from there and then this way from there. This part might look a little weird, and I'll try to make it look as nice as I can, but I can't make any promises. So this one, all it has to do, do we want a merger? Actually, let's throw a merger in here. Yeah, let's throw a merger in here. That might actually make it look kind of tidy and make it look kind of nice. Where's my mergers at? Okay, so we got mergers here. So let's do this. That one there. And then that one there. And then all we should have to do is go... Ooh, okay, so that one is not going to be able to go right there. But this one can. Nope, it can't either because it needs to be one... actually, hold on a second. No, because now I'm going to start getting into the input of this. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to forget the mergers, and we're just going to have to drop them. So we'll just go, we'll do this, and then it'll just drop it on there, and then we'll do the same thing with this one over here. Okay, so there's that. So basically, any rods on this side could go over here, any rods on that side, or any ingots on that side could go over here, in theory. Now, here's where the real fun begins. How do we make it so we can select where we want them all to go? Let's see. If we get this guy, because it can only go... Let me think about this for a minute. Okay, so I'm playing with this idea, and it actually looks really good. There's a small issue, though, because this would actually work really good if I had one space in between these, because I could put another belt here, and then I could control whether... Oh, you know what? No, that actually wouldn't work. Okay, never mind. That won't work like that. Because the problem is, what if I want steel pipes, but I don't want iron pipes? I need to be able to get the iron from here onto the main belt to send it that way, but I want the steel to be able to continue going forward over there. How do I do that? Oh my gosh, I just figured it out. I think, okay, all right, I think I got it. Let me build it and let me see if it's gonna work first, and then we'll go from there. I'm also getting a lot more rollers. Rollers are definitely gonna be everywhere now. Okay, I think it's gonna work. These three rollers are going this way. These three rollers are going this way. And guess what? It's the exact same thing, but mirrored. So if I want them to be done and finished, they can go out here. And if I want them to continue on, they can go over here. So now that allows me to do a couple of things. By doing it this way, we would have to have the entire machine doing one thing instead of doing multiple things, which could be handy, but it also could not be handy. Wait a second. Hold on. Simplicity. Okay, I'm thinking brain juices are flowing. I'm overthinking this because we're not going to have a super high output through here, right? Like, we're not going to have tons of resources. We're not going to have the output that we're having going through the sorter. So we are not going to be limited by sorting everything. So instead, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't even think about this. Instead of having this here, we still need that one there because that one's going to control the flow. We need this. Where is our... We need this guy. We need our sorter. And then all I have to do is say, hey, I just want iron ingots. I want iron ingots to be sorted out. Iron ingots can go through here. They can get sorted out. If I want steel ingots, I can put steel ingots here. Steel ingots will go this way. Whatever I don't want going through, I'll just have it sorted out. Because we're only going to be making at max 2 different items. It's either ingots or gears. So that's not even going to be bad. And I think that'll be just fine. Oh my gosh. I was overdoing it. That's the simplicity right there. And then we're just going to put these here like that. Okay. So anything I don't want to be made into pipes, rods, or plates, I send through here. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's working. It's working. It's working, I think. Now, we also need to do the pass-through stuff. So we're going to have gems coming through here. And those should be able to go directly on here. I took this apart because I was like, well, we might need the room for something, but I think this is going to work like it is. I think this will work just fine, to be honest. I think it'll work. We'll see. We will see if it actually functions. Let me go ahead and pick up this. And actually, we're going to put the polisher, because we don't need to polish these things. These things are obviously, they're already going to be polished. So there's no need to have a polisher there. We'll put our polisher up here a little bit. And then we'll just continue our straight. So we'll put one there, and we'll put one here. And then we'll just continue our straight conveyors, rollers, this way. So there. Okay. Oh my gosh. I think that's it. I think that's all we have to do. And like, it doesn't even look that bad yet. It doesn't look crazy. Should we fire it up and see how it goes? Oh, shoot. We're going to have to, okay. We're going to have to go fire it up, but we're going to have to turn off the big boys for now. I'm actually thinking about picking up the big boys for now because I'm not ready to like do anything with them yet. All right. So let me move some things here. So we have gears. Do we need gears constantly being made? I don't know. I feel like we should throw one gear in each one. You know what I mean? Like we should just have one of each type of gear just constantly going. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put one gear of each type in here. And then we need to do this guy. We could actually switch to probably the double ingots, which will be really nice in the future specifically. All right, so there's all of those. Those are all ready to go. Oh, we still need to hook up the gems. And then I'm also thinking of having a splitter to split the coal to go ahead and make rubies as well. Should we do that? Should that be a thing that we should just do right now? Because then we could also have rubies being passively. Like, we could just have everything passively being made for the most part. And I feel like we probably have more coal in here than we ever even know what to do with, you know? You know what? Let's just hook it up for now. Let's just leave it. We'll hook it up and let's go from there. Okay, let me grab this. Let me grab these, and we'll just connect this to right here. I guess we could actually use rollers. And then we'll just add this little lip thing right there. Cool. Call it a day. Okay. So that should run everything through here. Okay. I'm going to turn everything on. I'm going to go turn off. I'm actually going to pick up the big things because I don't have them hooked up to anything right now anyways. So I'm going to pick them up and then we'll turn everything on. I got to figure out where they're all at though. Guys, this is a small problem. There's so much stuff here. Oh, it's so bad. Like, and I don't want to hit the delete all ground clutter yet because like there's secret areas I'm sure that I haven't explored yet because there's still things we haven't opened. So like I don't want to hit clear ground clutter because I don't want to lose out any of those secret things. So okay, there's those. I'm pretty sure we just have a copper one left. Yeah, we got a copper one up here. Okay. So we're just going to take these out for now because I just don't need them. We're not messing with that yet. We'll probably do that in the next episode, but let's go ahead and turn everything on. And let's see if our system is going to indeed function, if we're going to be able to make the things. So, hit the button, turn on all auto miners. Now, we need steel rod, copper pipe. Wait, we need copper pipe. Wait, I don't have a pipe roller. We got to do copper rod. Wait, what? Copper rod, and then copper rod and iron rod, and then that. Oh, so I'm not even there yet. We got to do the first one first. Okay. So we're going to need to put, I just realized that what I don't want to go through here, I need to put in the basket. Right. Yes. Okay. It'd almost be better to have what I do want to go through there. Let me see here. What can we do with this? Like if I hit this. So I would have to put it like this and then have it loop. Okay, never mind. It's just going to have to go. So the things that we don't want, we have to put in there. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Okay, so what I need right now is I need copper rods. So copper straight over to the rods, yes. And then I also need steel rod, and copper pipe. So we are only going to be able to make one thing at a time, I think. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, I would prefer that being... Put the items that you want to pass through, because that would be less. You know what I mean? Okay, so what do we want here? Steel. Okay, we don't want the gear going over here. So that needs to get sorted out. But the steel can go over here because we need steel. Nope, those are steel plates. So I don't want steel. I want steel rods. So actually, I need this. Switch direction. So steel goes that way. It makes the rods perfect. Okay. This is a lot more confusing. Oh, what do we have here? That's a copper. Is this copper or is this iron? This must be over here. This must be iron. It is iron. Okay, so iron. Okay, so those went out there. And then gold. I don't need anything gold right now. This is gonna get reworked. Because I'd rather it be the way, I'd rather be the other way. I'd rather be able to put the stuff that I do want. Copper gears. Don't need that. And then we need copper rod. Okay, cool. So that's going over here to be made into rods. Okay, so this is working. It's a little bit more complicated than I like, though. This has got to change. We got to change this. We got to redo this a little bit somehow. Oh, I just realized iron. Wait, no, that's steel. These are iron. That's steel. Okay, hold on a second. Copper rod, steel rod. Are we making steel rods? Yes. Yes, we're making steel rods. We've got a little bit of a backup here. Oh, it's because of this. I can't get that out of there. How am I supposed to get that out of there? Come on. You know what? We're gonna have to just do everything. I think I got this fixed since. So there is a downside with this system that I'm realizing, but it hasn't come into... It's not an issue yet. I can't make steel rods and iron plates at the same time. Because these two being on the same side, I can only have one going that way. So what I could do is I could actually throw another one of these in here, a sorter, and I could do that right there as well, but then I'd have to move this line, and I could do the same thing over here. So we could have two sorters back to back. We could sort out what we want to go this way and what we want to go that way. Actually, we might have to do that. That might actually be the best system. Also, I just don't like the fact that we have to sort out everything we don't want to continue forward. I would rather just be like, oh, you know what? I need iron ingots. Go this way. So I just want to put an iron ingot there. By default, everything else would go the other way. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn off all the auto miners. I'm going to let them run through. And then I'm going to redo this because this is, it's overly complicated and I don't like it. Okay, I think I got it figured out. And it may actually be a lot simpler than I was doing. So this whole contraption that I had here by selectable stuff, guess what? We got two baskets. So ideally, this is how this is going to work. Everything from these and those basically mirrored will go this way. And by default, it will come out here, fall down here, go onto this belt, and then be processed and polished and sent out. That's it. Now, if I want a copper bar to go to either of these, I will put the copper bar in here. The copper bar will then go down here. And then I was like, okay, do I want copper rods or do I want copper plates? If I want copper rods, I put them in here, put a copper rod in here, boom. Copper rods now go that way. If I want a gold bar, or if I want gold plates, guess what? I put a gold bar here. The gold will go through this first one and go into here. If I want copper rods and steel rods, I put a steel bar in here. So this actually allows me to have both go either way. Now, for some reason, if I don't have anything selected, it just poops it out right here and goes back on this belt and continues sending it on its way. So that should work. That should work because by default, it defaults to just sending it out and selling it, which is what I want. And then we can choose what we want to do as far as what we want to make. So I'm going to turn everything back on and I'm going to let it run. And I want to see, make sure everything's coming out through here. You know what? I got a lot of stuff just laying around here. Let me go ahead and just put these all in here. Because before, having all of, like, recycling out everything that you don't want, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a lot more items. I'm just going to put this on here. Like, I know this is ore and it's going to cause my polisher thing to get dirty. It's fine. I'm also going to go and put up some lights in here again because I took lights out because it was, you know, they're in the way. That should work. That should give us everything we need to do. It should give us control. Now, beyond that, I can't make this any smaller. I don't think, because this is a splitter and it's like an auto splitting system. It's not just a selecting system. Beyond that, we are going to need to do a pipe roller in here. So we are going to have to select, you know, do the whole pipe rolling stuff like that. We'll figure that out. Honestly, what I'm thinking is it's going to be a similar system to this using the item splitters. I think that's going to be the easiest option because you can just put what you want in there and boom, it just does it. You know what I mean? So anyways, let's let this fire up. Let's let it run. Let's let it get things going. And then we'll continue on because we need polished steel rod and we need polished copper pipe. We don't have copper pipe. Actually, we need copper rods and iron rods in order to unlock the pipe roller. So that'll be fantastic. Those are the things that we'll be working for. Okay, so copper rod. So I'm going to need a copper here. And then we'll need a copper down here as well. But like I said, in the event that we don't need it, we also need iron. Is this iron? I think this is iron. So we'll put iron in there. Nope, that's steel. That's iron. All right, and then we need copper rod. So rods are this way. And then we need iron rods, right? Iron rod, yes. So iron rods this way as well. So now we are making iron rods and copper rods. And then if I need to make plates, guess what? We can select what we need out of there and then make plates. Now, we can't make, one limitation, we can't do copper pipe or copper rods and copper plates. It's one or the other for those. So that I'm willing to take that because that's fine. This is actually working fantastically. I'm like, this feels good. I like this. I like how we have this set up. It seems like it's working pretty good. And then once we finish the rod expert, we'll actually get a pipe roller. So that will allow us to go into the pipe rolling era, I guess, if you will. So how am I going to do this? Because this is going to give us plates, and plates go into pipes. Now we need 2 plates for every 1 pipe. So it almost seems like we should combine these two. We have, yeah, it almost seems like we need to combine these 2 into 1 pipe roller. And then combine these 2 into 1 pipe roller. So if we want to make like a bunch of pipes, we can. But I also want that to be selectable. But since we're not going to have like anything else coming through here, really, we could probably use, what is this? Roller splitter. We have this roller selector. How big is this thing? Oh my God, it's massive. So we'd have to do something like that and like this. And then we'd have a pipe roller and a pipe roller. And then, because I think ideally we would have a pipe roller here, but then we would need to send this one off and around to bypass the pipe rollers. Which we're starting to run out of room a little bit. So, you know what, actually, what we might do is, because we have a roller splitter, maybe we'll use this. How big is this thing? Is this thing a monster too? Oh, it's pretty big. I was trying to think if we could get our pipe rollers into this area here. That might be beneficial. Because then what we could do is we could have a pipe roller like here and here. Yeah, you know what? We're going to wait on that. One step at a time. So our iron rods are done. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pull the iron off and just throw it in there. And pull the iron off here because we don't need iron rods. And you know what? I'm not. we're not hurting on money, so I don't need those anymore. We'll just we'll let the copper stuff do its thing. Are we like? I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we definitely need to increase the like. It looks like we have a lot of stuff here, but in reality, we're not getting a lot of copper and we're not getting a lot of gold. Are we getting enough coal here? We definitely have enough coal. We're not getting enough iron in this either, which I don't even understand that. Do we seriously need more iron? Like, that's craziness to me. That seems wild. Where did you guys come from? I'm not gonna lie, it feels like we need to increase our throughput here. Like, do we need to go hook up some more mines? My gosh. Like, these furnaces aren't even remotely getting full. We don't need the 2 ingot thing yet. Like, we're not even close to needing that. You know, I mean, I guess there's the other option of the rapid auto miner. That and the hardened drill bit. I mean, that gives us more stuff. That is something we could do. I'm curious about this robot grabber arm. I don't think I've ever actually used this. What went through there? One singular piece of iron, my gosh. You know, part of me like wants to put a sorter on there to like make sure we don't have any raw stuff go through there, but at the same time, it's not a big enough issue. And it does not happen enough, I don't think. One fell out. I just saw it. How? Is it falling out right there? Huh. It definitely fell out. Like, I saw one fall right there. There's like a piece of copper. I don't know how. Did it come out of here and like, or maybe it was just a little tiny piece and just snuck through that? That's crazy. That's craziness. All right, I gotta say, I feel like this system is working. I like our. What happened? Another piece of iron. Okay, what is going on here? Interesting. Something is. There's some stuff falling through the cracks here. It's right there. You know what? Do we need a... Oh my gosh, I know why. We need a bottom... I think we need a bottom conveyor piece. Or a bottom chute. Let me see. Chute, top chute, bottom chute. Will that work? Maybe? I don't know if that's going to be any better. I feel like that might be worse. So let me see here. Where's my bottom chute? Yeah, because I feel like it's going to go up there. Yeah, see, like, actually, I feel like it's better like that. Huh. That's crazy. That little gap right there is letting stuff out. That's insane. You know what? It's fine. I'm not even worried about it. It is what it is. It'll be all right. So, but yes, there it is. Our first phase of manufacturing, I feel like, is pretty good. I'm pretty good with this. I think this is like final form stuff. I think we're good on the plates, and I think we're good on the rods. If we ever max out these things, you know, that'll be cool. But I don't think there's going to be a need to have any more than this. So, yeah, there we go. Next step is, like I said, we're going to need the pipe rollers. We're going to have to figure that out. Maybe we'll try to utilize all this space here. Maybe we can send these this way and kind of like wrap around or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So pipe roller, and then we are also going to need to get a. So we got the pipe roller here, but the threading lathe. So rod threader, threaded copper, threaded master of threaded rods. Like, we got all this stuff that we got to do as well. So yeah, fun stuff. And then also the master of stuff. So we have like slag, which, oh my god, I don't even mess with slag ever. So that's gonna be probably, I don't even know. It's gonna be interesting. Did that just go over the top of that? I think it did. I think it went over the top of that. Hold on, I want to see. I think that ingot just went whoop right over the top of that. Like, not even, you know, maybe I'm supposed to be using it looks like it worked. Okay. That's so funny. But yeah, there you go. There we have it. That's our first phase of manufacturing done. It looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty nice. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.